they will, believe me. Here's Winklepleck from Portland, Oregon, 26-year-old, who stayed off the tour for 2 years to be around his young, growing family. And crossing over, leaving the 6'10". Averaged 219 for the week. This was a championship that started with 160 players, cut them to 24, and now after 42 games, we have these 5 going for the $20,000 first prize in the Light Beer Championship. Cross lane. And a good mark for Jim Winklepleck, 26 years old, 5'10", 180 pounds. And I think most of you know about this 14-time winner in his 10-year PBA career. Bowling out of Indianapolis now, originally from Rehoboth, Massachusetts, Wayne Webb. And though that always is a heartbreaker to start in the first frame with that.
The 6'7", Wayne Webb, trying to stroke the ball today, realizing he has to win 4 games in order to win the championship. Throws the ball a little too slow, cuts right through the middle of the pins, leaves the 6-7 split. He'll go for it, try to slide the 6 over into the 7.
Using 2 bowling balls, a black for his first shot, a blue for his second, and it's an open frame. Replay of a profile.
The short steps of Wayne Webb, his eyes down. Now watch how he drives through on his pivot step, and then a little bit stiff-legged as he comes to the line and slides about 1 foot behind the foul line, a little bit like the great Don Carter, who used to end up so far behind the foul line. Webb looking for his first mark.
And the man that won the Firestone Tournament of Champions in 1980, when he was also Bowler of the Year, Wayne Webb, leaves the 4-pin on the left lane. There you see his statistics.
Simple spare for Webb, across lane, standing on the right, use around the 3rd arrow from the right-hand channel. Should never miss this shot.
Wayne Webb, who had to win the last game last night in order to move into 4th. First breakdown, 20 to the winner, 11 for runner-up, 7,500, 6,000, and for 5th, in other words, the loser of the match you're watching now will get a check for 5,000. The winner moves ahead. Winklepleck.
42-game format for the players this week. They start on Tuesday with practice and Pro-Am, qualifying Wednesday and Thursday, championship top 24 Thursday night and Friday. Here's Winklepleck in 5th place.
Crossover. He'll take it. Nice wry smile. Wife Patrice is here, mother of Marcus, 2.5 years, and Kara, 6 months.
The upright style of Jim Winklepleck. His eyes are very steady. His left shoulder's back. Look at how that wrist is cocked behind the ball. He throws the big, powerful ball. Good knee bend, good extension. Just doesn't give it enough room and speed as wife Patrice looks on.
Very appreciative of the fact that Jim stayed home, get to know his 2.5-year-old son a little better, and the birth of their daughter. I hit 3-6-10. Look, Lee really having problems.
The characteristics of the lane showing up. All the players say the left-hand lane hooks a little bit more than the right. Just the way the boards are laid in the lane. And he cuts high, leaves to 3-6-10. The thing they have to watch for today is keep the speed on the ball. You can't try to stroke the ball too much when the lanes are hooking that hard.
All right, keeps marking. That is always a key when the pressure is on in our live telecast, Bill. Just keep marking. Avoid the open frames, which Webb sustained in the first, but marked with a spare in the second, now shooting in the 3rd on the right lane. Wobbly 10.
Wayne made the adjustment that time for the high hit in the 3rd frame. He just threw the ball harder. That makes it skid a little farther down the lane and delays the hook as he switches to another bowling ball for the spare. A lot of the big cranker or power players like Wayne Webb will use a shinier or low friction ball for their spares, throw hard and straight at the spare.
Speaking of a number of bowling balls, Bo, Bud Fisher, PR director of the PBA, said probably during a week there are 16 tons of bowling balls around the site of competition. Can you imagine?
Well, 160 players entered the competition. Each player is allowed a maximum of 8 balls in the competition. So whatever 8 times 16 times 160 is.
And it's a 2-pin for Wayne Webb, still trying to find the pocket.
Wayne, a bowling proprietor in the Indianapolis area, has been in that business for about 3 years now and still maintains his profile as one of the top players on the PBA Tour.
Well done. You saw he had 17 sanctioned 300 games, one of which he bowled here, along with Larry Laub, Larry Gray, and Brian Voss. Now this shot of Jim Winklepleck, leading by 13 pins, spare up.
Yeah, break it up.
Second strike. Earlier we talked to Jim, asked him why he's back on the tour full time.
Well, I was out on the tour in 1980 and 1981. I had fairly good success, but I decided that I'd like to go home and start a family. And now my kids are growing up, so it's time to come back out and see if I can make a living again.
Dedicated dad. All right. Strike up. Double here would put him in front by 23. Well, that really went to Brooklyn, Bo.
Boy, he knew it when he let go of it. He just double clutched that ball and just didn't give it any room at all. And what happens is the ball gets about halfway down the lane, right in this area here. He wants it to go in the 1-3. And it takes a very sharp break and actually hits over in the 2-4 zone. A very tough leave to convert, the 1-3-6-9 for a power player like Winklepleck. He'll go for the pocket area.
And there's a sleeper. It's an open frame. Let's replay it.
You said it's a tough spare for a big power player. Watch, the ball does not deflect. You see it hits the 1-3 instead of deflecting into the 9-pin, cooks right by, and he's left the door wide open for Wayne Webb. Now, neither one of these players has had anything going. Webb, the more experienced player, should take advantage of that open frame here in the 5th.